Chapter 50. The beauty of nature, the inherent contradictions, and the path into and through it. Who is not overwhelmed by the magnificence of nature, its variety and majestic grandeur? It encompasses all our experiences. We live right within its essence. We adapt, knowing that nature is stronger and more enduring than we are. It gives birth to us and buries us. We only exist for a fleeting moment within the vast expanse of time it takes to shape and reshape its own life. Nature was here millions, even billions of years before we ever experienced its presence, and likewise it will continue to exist millions, billions of years after our lifetime. During the brief time we sensed reality, we were the true observers. We saw, heard, felt, and experienced nature during the short span of our lives. We were both guests and residents at the same time. Early on we become completely integrated. That is, we are gradually transformed from fragile, vulnerable beings into increasingly robust and resilient ones, because nature can be challenging. But during this metamorphic period we delight in nature's beauty, precisely because we have absorbed its essence, become compatible with it, and share a mutual joy. Much like an old married couple who come to appreciate the enduring bonds that have formed, bonds that were not so evident in the early days of marriage. At that point, we have adapted, dressed ourselves according to the weather and conditions, and manage relatively well along our shared path. Had this adaptation not occurred, reality would have become problematic and difficult. But adaptation comes at a certain price or cost. Our ability to take in complex impressions diminishes. In other words, we gradually become equipped to endure only the reality we are best able to master. This may sound unnecessarily complicated or backward, but it helps explain the many illusions we so readily accept. These illusions create a sense of security. They provide the comfort of fulfilling a need. For example, the belief in life after death. No one knows whether life after death exists. But we choose to believe it because it offers relief in the midst of life's pain and satisfies our longing for eternal life. The brutal shortening of life that death represents is so hard to swallow that we invent strategies of denial and devise ways to escape death. In our desperation, we let ourselves be blinded by illusory ideas of salvation from sin and death. Practically everyone on this planet throughout all times has been confronted with the fact that we will be torn out of this reality one way or another. Reality is far too brutal and merciless to face head-on. It is easier to invent methods of escape or forms of anesthesia that we know work, even though they offer only illusory well-being grounded in assumptions and speculation. Thus, we can enjoy nature's beauty while fully aware that a brutal struggle for survival is taking place all the time, a merciless battle between life and death. So you might ask, what about all the love in life? If we look a little more closely at the concept of love and try to understand what it means or what kind of phenomenon it is, we encounter a wide range of interpretations and explanations. There are many kinds of love, as the Norwegian artist Jan Eggum sings about. The branches of love that generate the most oxytocin, endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, and DMT are the ones that receive the most weight and attention. Examples include infatuation, the instinct to reproduce, and the recurring drive to procreate almost throughout one's entire life, as well as parental love. But gradually this fades, and love becomes less a matter of pleasure and more a matter of duty. Here another kind of love emerges, the faithful and self-sacrificing kind, the enduring, the one that remains present in times of need. In addition to the entire human faculty being adapted to our present reality, we nevertheless need illusions and substitutes intravenously to make it through life. Most of us do. By illusions I mean faith, superstition, and religiosity. By substitutes, I mean intoxication in all its forms, any excessive pleasure, no matter its kind. It may be that being a naturalist about all things is easier than constantly carrying around wishful thinking about a utopia. And perhaps it would do us good to look around and gradually realize that nature is not only beautiful and lovely, but, to be honest, grotesquely cruel and unappealing. It has been that way for millennia before us and will remain so for millennia after us. If we look at an animation showing the great and small elements of the universe, we are shocked by our own insignificance. We are microbes, utterly inconspicuous in the vast cosmos. Our lifespan is a nanosecond in the fullness of time. If we take a closer look at the phenomenon, or rather the fact, of entropy, everything becomes easier to see.